Saturday, everyone. It's your girl Mocaso with one of my favorite co-hosts, Chai. Chai, tell the people what's up.
Hey guys, what's going on?
And we are here with another episode of Raw Talk, where we come and talk about all the hot topics everybody's talking about this week. And if you've missed any of the last episodes, make sure after this one you go and listen to those two, because we are always having a good time, having a few laughs, and talking about the craziness happening in this world. And we're keeping it raw, and we would love to have you a part of the conversation as well. So make sure you come by to the Seventh Wonder on Saturdays, and you can actually be a part of the conversation. So, Miss Chai, I know got a big itinerary for today. Please kick it off for us.
No problem. What a great intro. So, our itinerary today is going to be these hot topics behind me. We're going to start with Elon Musk exposing the evil truth of TikTok. Dun dun dun. We definitely need to put it.
I know, I love that sound effect. We got you for now.
I love it too. FTX, excuse me, guys, finally arrested. In the jail. There's no get out of jail card for this one. And then we have Balenciaga sexualizing kids, Walmart shooting, the Saudi prince Rolls Royce. I really want to talk about that. That's pretty hot. And Frontier is tripping. Per usual, we're not surprised by Frontier. We see right through you, literally. And Jerry Jones, not surprised, question mark.
No, we're
Ooh.
not. We got some.
I think the list is getting longer and longer.
It is. I was looking at it and I was like, when we were thinking today, like, man, what else happened this week? There were so many little things, and I'm like, hey, we about to start flying through these topics though, like, hey, quick little segments, because there'd be a lot to talk about. But I'm ready to dive in. I seen we had AK also pop into the space, so welcome. Thanks for popping in. Feel free to take a spot on the red comfy couch, or even pop up to the top floor if you really feeling inclined. But we're happy to have you. Unmute if you want to jump into the convo. And Miss Chai, why don't you kick it off with our first topic for today?
So our first topic is Elon Musk expose the evil truth of TikTok. So I seen that you posted that. I know a little while back you had a post on Instagram where the creator of the app said basically created it to keep people stupid. I thought that was like crazy, because I was like, dang, I like TikTok. It's a little distraction, a little what are those happy feelings that you get inside?
Right? It start making you feel bad about all your life decisions. Like, what have I been doing with my life?
Yeah, like it just it's just.
Well, let me show.
And then when you posted that, I was like, oh, let me hop off TikTok because he ain't talking about me.
Okay.
And now we have this, and I think ever since Elon Musk has taken over Twitter, it's been like this craziness going on. So, what did you posted it? Tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, you know what? I'm gonna show y'all about it as well, because I love having this screen. I always be like, Chai, please share a link when we talking about it, because I love even being able to pull up a picture, or even this thread, because even this Twitter thread that I'm showing everybody on the screen right now is one that's amazing. So this one is from Crypto T, and it says, Elon Musk exposed the truth of TikTok. Here's why you need to delete it ASAP. And so she's about to dive into a little Twitter thread here. So Elon Musk was asking the right questions about TikTok. Let me tell you my story. I made TikTok videos every day for 2 years. One day I woke up and was permanently banned for violence. This led me down a TikTok rabbit hole, and what I found was disturbing. TikTok is owned by a company called ByteDance, headquartered in Beijing, China. Under China's law, ByteDance has to censor information that is unapproved by Chinese government. My TikTok was about Bitcoin education. When I started going viral, my account got deleted for extreme violence. Bitcoin is banned in China. Is this why they censored me? TikTok itself is banned in China. Why would a Chinese app ban its own country? And if a country censors information to its own citizens, would they do the same to outsiders? Now, this conspiracy theorist believe TikTok's algorithm is designed to create mass division and hate. Here are some examples. If you say men are trash and young girls should do OnlyFans, you'll get verified. If you say women are stupid and can't drive, you get promoted. If you say men and women are enemies, you get banned. Here are some of my old TikTok videos warning people about not falling for it. Now, China has their own version of TikTok called Douyin. Their algorithm prioritizes educational content, and kids can only spend 40 minutes a day on it. So China gets the educational version of TikTok while the rest of the world gets chaos. Now, Donald Trump warned people of the dangers of TikTok and signed an executive order to ban it. But when Biden got into office, it was suddenly dropped. Now, I'll leave you with this. If you need to get the government to ban something, you need to realize it's bad, or you don't need to. You can delete TikTok off your phone yourself. Drop a like and give me a follow. Oh yeah, I don't need to read that, but yeah. And so that's what it was. And then, like you just said, they have their own version of it. There was a lot of different threads going on about all the data that they collect from you just for even having it on your phone. And I know when I had reposted that, I'm like, I bet every single person I told I wouldn't download TikTok on my phone was thinking about me and all those kind of conversations. But the sick part when I was posting that was somebody else commenting, it's like, yeah, but you know what? No matter how conscious you are, if somebody logs into your Wi-Fi and has it on their phone, all of your data is collected as well. And I think that was the part that was the most disturbing to me, is how it just is it has your phone, your messages, your pic, it literally can access your all of your phone information. And I'm not about that life. I don't even I don't put nothing on no iCloud. I'm not big on a lot of those kind of things. If it's on my phone, it's on my phone. If it's gone, it's gone. So for other people to have it and be able to use it, it makes you just be like, well, what are people using it for? And especially when you're being mischievous about it, right? Because we understand data is king, and all of these apps are collecting data.
Right.
But it just brings that awareness to it, right?
And just the fact that you said that, I'm like, let me just go ahead and delete TikTok. Because I wasn't on TikTok for a while. And to grow my TikTok wasn't my priority. TikTok was just kind of a silly game app that you do. And now that I'm okay, it's be aware of what's going on around you and people collecting data. I was telling my mom the other day, I'm like, yo, you don't even need to shred your mail, because I can literally look you up on the internet and find out stuff about you. And because people can have that access to information, just imagine what other meticulous data they're collecting about you. Your habits with shopping, idle time that you spend when you sleep, your routine, it gets deep and it gets scary. And then it's okay, if this is your routine, I can predict this about you. And if I could predict that about you, that means I can what? Control you. Okay. So
let them know. It's all coming.
It's raw talk. This is raw talk. This is what we do.
And that's how you gotta keep it raw with them. My mom got sick as hell during Thanksgiving because she was like, What she say? She was saying, I don't know. We was talking about something. I think about turning into like zombies or something. And I'm like, girl, you already got the shot. All they gotta do is turn you on, and you gonna be like, zzz. And she got so like straight face, like, and I'm like, hey. That's just what it is at this point. But you know, it's just funny to kind of talk about when we talk about at that point. You know, you got to keep it raw, and it's like we have to talk about the good and the bad and why it's important. You know, because there was people warning. This isn't news that TikTok invades your whole phone. Everybody been knew that. That's the part that get me. Like, this is not breaking news. Everybody already knew that.
But it's like, that's their conspiracy theorists, and that's not accurate, and I'm gonna believe what they're putting on my screen. Whole time on my screen is a program too. So, like, you can only see what you can see.
I get you.
And what I say about that is, I can't force you to see it.
Good way to put it.
What's that metaphor? I can't think of it.
I
you
always
can bring
like
a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink.
That's exactly the one I was gonna say. And that's exactly what we're doing with the Raw Talk. You know, that's what we're talking about. All the different topics. Because it's crazy how even when we talk about pop culture or Web3 or crypto, like, all of it still ends up tying in somehow with the underlining like messages that are being put out in the media, you know. And that's why I think it's a cool way for us to just you know, that's why I'd be like, we're not trying to be some news reporters to say we're reporting breaking news. We're just trying to have an open conversation to talk about the news, right? Like we do in Twitter Spaces or all these other places, and just have a raw talk about what we think about it and what the heck is happening.
Absolutely, 100%. So that was great.
It was, and so
that was great.
It was. We're moving up my little arrow down to this next one here. What's our next topic, Miss Chai?
So Balenciaga is sexualizing kids.
Yeah, I ain't seen this one. Did you drop that in the Discord?
I seen it on the Shade Room early this morning, and I can't find it. I don't know if that was like
be trying to Google stuff. Let me see if I could Google it. Y'all know I be trying to Google it. Let me lift my screen up for everybody downstairs watching. Let me split my screen for everybody on for everybody on Twitter and YouTube watching, because I see y'all on Twitter. Shout out to y'all watching on Twitter. Oh man, I keep messing up my screen. And to everybody watching the replay. You know, like I said, we try to make sure everybody see what's going on. So let's see, Google. And we said Balenciaga. Ooh, Balenciaga child ad already right here.
Not the sound effect. She said, ooh.
Okay, this what it is right here. This what they talking about. Let's see. Lala Kent calls out Balenciaga. I see we talking about some horrifying child campaign. Let me see the picture. That's all I want to see. Okay, this is the picture. What? I don't get what? Okay, Miss Chai, you put this in here. You want to start explaining some? I'm gonna just sit here with the pictures right here so everybody can see. This is the pictures we're talking about.
So it's getting a lot of backlash. Balenciaga did the photo shoot, and you had a lot of people tweeting about it, where it's been, this campaign is sexualizing kids. So I put that here because I was just like, like, I don't know. I play devil's advocate.
I mean, that teddy bear has on bondage.
For me,
that's pretty extreme.
It is pretty extreme. And I can't like, and it's hard for me because it's just like I don't have kids, so that is a perspective I won't have until like I do. And I'm not saying this is not wrong. This is for sure wrong. How they were trying to portray it, they just missed the mark on that. And that's where I would play like devil's advocate. It's just like, yeah, you might have like a great idea,
But
but
I
how
don't.
you were trying to
What would be the
convey that.
idea here? Like maybe paint the picture better.
No, what
I
I'm
don't.
saying, no. What I'm saying is just like one, take away like the bond, like take away what is the main concept that you're trying to convey? Because the picture has like a thousand words, but if those words aren't being like said in a proper way, it's just like you
Right.
miss the whole concept.
Because I mean, to me, this
Like that.
almost looks like haunting. You know, where it's like there's these little like black dragons over her bed, and like the dark moon and dark sheets and the black cat and
But I'm
the
saying like right. So what were you trying to like? What is the root of what you were trying to convey?
right, because like, and
And
when I say
like,
haunting, it's like, because you think about a kid, that's gonna scare them at night, right? Like they're gonna see those shapes and think like, oh my gosh, this is like scary. So that's the message that I get, and not like you wanna use this as a
if
comfort.
you want to do like fall theme or um F, I don't. I'm like, what were you trying to convey?
Yeah,
Because it's just like
and I mean, I think they were
it
trying to
gets really
convey.
mucked up and twisted.
Sorry, I was just about to say. I think they're trying to convey exactly what they was trying to convey. You know, because these little girls do be wearing
Wow.
all types of crazy stuff now. You know, like think about it. Little girls when we was 10 years old ain't wearing the same thing that we was wearing when we was 10 years old. You know, and this,
Absolutely not. My mom would kill me.
you feel me? You,
Literally.
and so this is just that,
You're
even
not
that
walking
next
out of this
step.
house like this.
You feel me? And now think about it. Now adults are dressing like this because it starts with adults, right? Where it's like, oh, the adults started wearing less and less clothes. Then they started wearing lingerie. And now they started wearing the bondage. And so now kids did just the same. Started wearing less clothes, started wearing lingerie, and now they got the bondage there.
Well, okay, so I have a question for you. Since you said that, like, obviously, one of these kids, like, parents were okay with this, and to them, whatever was like explained, they were like, okay, that's fine. Like, I get the concept, I get what you guys were doing. Other people that are commenting on it are like parents and not parents. I believe majority parents are. What do you think, like, this parent, what do you think was conveyed to them in regards to like the
That
photo
they're going to make a
shoot
lot of money,
as
because
a parent?
pimping is still one of the best jobs in this country, and our government shows that.
Oh,
And they incentivize parents for pimping their kids out early, and just seeing a whole lot of money and opportunity, and going for whatever, and putting their kids in these compromising positions, because like you said, that little girl don't know what she's doing. All she's doing is standing where her parents told her to stand, holding where her parents told her to hold.
yeah, that sucks. Well, I guess devil advocate didn't play a role in this one.
You feel me? Not when Mama Mo is around. You not about to show me no babies. You already know that's if you want to know what grinds my gears, bring some kids into some mess, and that's what grinds my gears. Cause these babies don't got nothing to do with it. You know.
Right, right.
So wow.
That's crazy.
But no, that was crazy. I
And I
didn't
don't
see
have
that
kids, and I
ad.
don't. That was fire. That's the whole. That topic was spicy.
It was. It was. And I went in
Yeah, I
there,
was like,
boom,
ooh.
boom, boom, gloves off.
We kind of had like a little, like a conversation. Like it was dope. That was dope.
It was. And
Because I
so,
like to see other people's perspective, and I'm like,
It is. And I like how you always try to play devil's advocate. I think that's a really cool role to have because it's important to see all perspectives, right? Like, well, how could that have gone now? What is happening? Because again, that's where we even get a conversation happening. If everybody is just in agreement or everybody is in opposition, then there's no way for us to understand because that's where at least we get some middle ground, right? Because it doesn't have to be like, oh, well, you did that, I did this, and now it's just F everything forever. It's like, no, well, how can we find some way to move forward now together? Because we all still right here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. 100%. That was cool. Yeah.
I agree. And so I think we also missed the topic there, talking about FTX finally arrested.
We did. I do apologize. I really skipped over that.
It is cool.
Do you want to run it back? We can run it back to FTX. We've been talking about it all week, so.
Girl, y'all know this like what episode 3? I think they've been in here since I don't even since episode 1 at this point. But hey, that's because we still talking about trending topics. I was watching the news today and Shanquilla Wilson or Robinson's mom was in there, and I thought they was getting some new updates, and I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to get some updates on the Raw Talk for all the stuff that we're talking about. So yeah, let's get into it and talking about them being arrested. I seen Bit Boy went out there to their house, like people trying to get a story and see what's going on with this. So did you want to give us an update on what's happening?
So I didn't dive too deep into it. I would say I just seen that he was arrested. I think he should have been arrested from jump, but I guess we have to take our time and investigate and come up with hours of delay, and then we finally arrest the person.
Well, my question, because like you said, if we already knew it was going to happen, because I mean that would be just wild as hell.
Yeah, that
if
was
it
inevitable.
didn't.
Yeah,
like that would be super wild if it didn't. But my question is, do you think he's about to go to prison? Do you think what do you think is about to come from it?
He may do some time. He may enter into a plea.
Yeah, I'm interested to see.
I don't think it's going to be any hard time.
You feel
I don't
me?
think it's going to be any hard time. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, for my understanding, there's still, it's a whole, yeah, I mean, it was a whole fraud thing.
And so
I don't know. That's a great question. I don't think he's going to do hard time, though.
yeah, I've got two ideas. One, I can see him getting a hard sentence only on the fact that his name is Bankman Fried, so they fry him just on a trying to set a statue, right? Because right now in crypto there's not a lot of examples already,
Right.
and that's why regulation is hard, because in court they just use other court cases to go based off of, and we don't have
Absolutely.
and so we don't have a lot already. And so I think when you get this kind, you got to kind of set that bar, and you might end up fried at it. And I think especially when people understand names, and we understand this is a bigger mission, those kind of be those funny things that be like, haha, symbols within the symbols. But if we're talking in a more realistic way of how America runs, I can also see, like you said, not much happening, just a lot of publicity, but at the end of the day taking some time of plea or probation, or a year or 5 in some comfy prison or whatever, and everybody talking about it, or you get him getting a long sentence, and then everybody stop talking about it, and then him out, and comfy anyways.
That would be crazy. He'd be on the episode of Where Are They Now?
Yeah. And he'd be comfy back on the island with his toes in the air. House arrest. That would be so funny. The judge be yeah, house arrest. Back to your island doing exactly what you were just doing.
Crazy.
Interesting
Yeah, I don't
stuff.
think so. But you know,
We're gonna be
it's
following
only
along.
great for it to unfold. Yeah.
So y'all stay tuned for the Raw Talk, where we're gonna definitely keep up with it and talk about the trending topics. And we would love to hear what other people think. What do you think is gonna happen? What do you think should happen? Drop it in the comments, and we'll definitely bring it up next week. And moving right along, Miss Chai, what is our next topic over here?
So our next topic is going to be the Walmart shooting. It's been going around circulating. This is like I would say third time seeing it too on social media, and then another time on the news. So it's been circulating heavy. Chesapeake Police Chief, I think I sent it. Would you mind pulling it
Oh
up?
yeah, definitely.
Sent it in the Discord.
Let me pull up the screen right here. Because I seen that
But I
too.
think
I
it's
was like,
Chesapeake.
dang, I didn't see the no shooting. Let me close out these. Oh, look at us over there on Twitter. Oh, hey. How cool. Okay. Let's see. Chesapeake. Here it is. All right. Okay, so they have Andre
Uh,
Bing identified as Chesapeake Walmart shooter who killed six. And so, did you want to tell
yeah,
us a
that was
bit
pretty
about
wild.
what happened?
Okay. Give me just a moment.
Sure.
Okay, so main points here is that uh, this young man was working in an environment where um, he stated he was being harassed, and so he went and purchased a gun legally and shot his coworkers and himself included, and he left like a note. I believe it's like pulled up there.
There's a note? Oh, I didn't see
Yeah,
no note here. Let me see.
it was a note. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, it was a note. It wasn't like super lengthy, but it was basically a note in his phone, stating like how sorry he was, and you know he hoped God like forgives him. But this is what was like happening to him at work, and I guess he was tired of it. He didn't have like any priors at all. So I seen this, and it's it's been really devastating. And the town talks about how they've like gone through that and will like persevere. That's what the town is like pretty much known for. So how do you feel about this? And like, do you think this will continue to happen, or you continue to see mass shootings going on like this?
Yeah, I think that kind of stuff is terrible. That's why I've never liked bullying also. Because I think that's what that kind of stuff leads to. Like I didn't get a chance to read that note, but if he said, "Oh, he was at work, he's coming to work every day, and people's talking to him. He's working at Walmart. You don't know what he's got going on in his real life, and every day he's got to come to work and deal with some more BS. People snap, and there's a lot of real life stuff happening in this world, and I think we live in a generation where people just take things lightly, and just treat people like horrible, and I think this is the result of those kind of things.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because my best friend's nephew worked at Walmart, and I ain't gonna put out everything that he stated, but he said he didn't have like a great time working there, and like the environment was toxic. So I can only imagine like what this kid went through, especially what my friend's nephew came back and said to us,
Mm-hmm.
um, because it was like a matter of like, okay, I'm being harassed not only by my coworkers but people in management too. Like this is what y'all train for, and
Right.
the fact that y'all do this and it happens on a frequent basis is like crazy. So, um, really truly unfortunate, and I can only like empathize with like the families and say a prayer because it's definitely difficult losing a loved one.
Mm-hmm.
But even more so when you have like a spirit that's being tormented, just because you have evil spirits too. So
Yeah, exactly. And I was gonna say that too. I feel bad for the people that even lost their lives in that instance, because again, you doing something, not understanding the repercussions. Now, you're involved in whatever. Now, it's affecting your family, or especially if you wasn't even involved and you're just an innocent bystander in the wrong place at the wrong time. Because other people are dealing with their stuff, and so it goes to say you just gotta be out here being, mindful that again everybody's out here dealing with stuff. I know I've seen like a lot of YouTubers and different people always like say that this like Web3 era is always like revenge of the nerds. And it's like their way of like getting back at all those people that like made fun of them in high school, and like now they got the money and the cars and taking everybody's money, and like now they've got the last laugh and stuff like that. And I feel him because I was an athlete, so I was cool in that sense, and I'm a little light skinned and cute and had nice, whatever. But I didn't have a lot of money growing up, so I didn't wear the coolest things, and I'm a goofy cornball, so I just still hung out with whoever and was in honors, so I didn't have a lot of like black kids in my class, or like I only seen them when I seen them outside of class. And so I understand where those people that get bullied or mistreated just for being who they are, get angry. And that's why I just be like you said, understanding both sides is hard, and like you said, I wouldn't want anybody to be tormented, to do that to others, or it to be done unto them to a point where we don't have to do this. I really hate guns and I hate gun violence, and I wish that person just could have punched them in the face and got that same like relief out without having to open up fire and end somebody's life, because I never feel like that needs to be a result in anything.
I agree with you 100%. Um, and I had someone make like a statement about like should we just carry guns just so that way you can feel protected and get licensed to carry a weapon because of how crazy things are getting. Like you can't even go to the grocery store, drop your kid off at school, or change lanes just because you're trying to get over and make a
Right.
left hand turn or a right hand turn. Like it's getting to the point where you can't do simple things that you're used to doing in a safe environment is now being like compromised by instability and dysfunction and spreading that.
Right. And it's crazy because, growing up in the city, you're not, it's not like I'd never seen guns, right? It's not something that I was surprised to see. Somebody's carrying, oh, cool. It's normal. But when I moved to the West Coast, and I seen, because it's legal as long as you're showing you're carrying it, and it's illegal if you're concealing it. And so when I moved out here and everybody just had like a gun on their hip at the store or at the gas station or just walking around, I'm like, I was so mind blown. Like, wait, why is everybody just walking around like with guns on them? Like, I would be surprised every time I would see somebody with one, just like, what? Like, why? Like, what is the threat right here? Like, what? But like you said, You putting it out there, so you temp check and letting everybody know you got it, and it's weird, man. I just feel like if we should, none of us should have it. Not everybody should have it.
Not everybody should have it. But
I mean, I guess you're right. There are some people that you need it to get. I feel you. I get you.
yeah, it's for me. It's not the gun itself. It's the person behind it or holding it. That's what I take issue with, because not like a gun doesn't have like a brain. It doesn't have like senses. It can't be swayed. It's just a tangible object that can cause damage, and the person that's holding that, your mindset gotta be right, but a lot of times it's not. It's used to um, instill power within a person. I feel like, and sometimes people don't have that power, so it feels like a void they're trying to fill with that power of having a weapon.
Right. Right.
So,
I 1000% agree with you on that. So it'll be interesting. I know I know a lot of these different shootings definitely aid in those gun laws and whatnot. So we definitely should watch how that plays out, because that's definitely a hot topic. And we've got a few more hot topics too. What is our next one up here on the list?
okay, so we have the Saudi prince ... Rolls Royce.
Oh,
So I did input it in the topics list.
bet I did just see that. Awesome. And you guys see, this is all right here in the Discord. So if you have topics you want us to talk about, or you want to see the links and go do some more digging yourself, because we always are about doing your own research, go join the Discord and check it out. And we actually did have somebody here that builds tiny houses and joining into the metaverse, so was checking us out before here. So I think we took a bit longer to get started than they could hang around, but it was still cool hanging out with them, so shout out to them. But I know they joined the Discord, so we'll definitely be connecting. So, Miss Chai, please tell us about this Saudi prince, and let's see what this is all about.
Okay, so after the dramatic upset of the World Cup favorites, Argentina, the entire roster of the football team from Saudi Arabia will be rewarded a Rolls Royce from the prince himself. The reward is a courtesy of Saudi Arabian Prince Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud, who will be given a RM6 million Rolls Royce Phantom each. Ooh, that's a lot to get out. Saudi Arabia will be tested tomorrow against Poland to see if they continue their streak after beating Argentina and potentially receiving a RR image that they would be received if they wanted to advance to the next round. Okay.
Ooh.
So it looks like the team that beat Argentina, they're getting a Phantom. Oh my God, Saudi, they're doing a lot over there. They're having like a whole I don't know what to call it, a whole building that's created. It's not even a building. It's literally going to be a city that's built. They're doing so much over there with like technology and what's going on. What have you heard going on over there?
You know what? I didn't actually hear about this, but it's interesting because the World Cup is definitely one of those hot topics. I think it was a weird time. I think even my husband and I was talking, like, I think the World Cup is usually in the summer, so we were a bit surprised that it was happening right now. And then to see, this here where you're like, oh, the Saudi Arabia prince is gonna get each of them a Rolls Royce, Phantom. It's definitely really interesting. They got a lot of money moving around. They're building, cities, and definitely got a lot going on in their area.
Yeah, I thought that was a little fun topic to see. Like, okay, because I beat somebody, I get a Rolls Royce. How interesting.
That is. I think
You can
that's
be
good
like, yeah,
incentives though.
I was
Hey,
gifted that.
if you was playing for a Rolls Royce, wouldn't you play your heart out? That must
I for
mean
sure. I don't
if
even
the
know if they knew they were getting that.
if
I don't
the
know if they
if
knew
the
they were getting
prince got
that.
enough to spend for them each to get a Rolls Royce, he probably got a bet that they gonna win. That's about to make him like 5 times that amount of money.
Exactly.
Cause that's how
You said it's
that's how
not
the
a
big money
team.
play, man. It's all about a bet. I love watching that one movie, Rat Race, where they just show you, how these big billionaires really just be betting on people, betting on these events, betting, different wagers, and that's what I see. Yo, you got enough money to incentivize every player to get a Rolls Royce. Okay, so what you about to get then if they win? Well, you gonna get the big. You gonna get how many Rolls Royce you about to get?
They're about to sit, read it and weep. Stack it.
So no, that's definitely interesting though.
Cool to see.
And we've had some
That would be cool to see what he's getting to.
right, and it's definitely a cool way to switch up the topic because I know we were over there talking about the Walmart shooting and Balenciaga with these kids and FTX, and them being arrested and the evils of TikTok. There's a lot of craziness in this world where it's like, but we still finding these ways to laugh about it and talk about it and be like, what the heck is really going on here? Let's figure this out, talk about it, and you know, enjoy life while it's happening still.
Absolutely.
And so I see also Scott popped back in. So welcome. I was just plugging you in your tiny house DAO actually. So welcome. You guys will definitely see him on one of our Metacast Evolutionaries talking all about that and what they're doing in this space. We've got a few more topics to talk about here in our Raw Talk, and we'll have the replay available. So shout out to everybody that's listening live right now on Twitter, Twitch, or YouTube, or catching the replay on the podcast. I gotta always plug you guys and tell you I appreciate it because I do. And Miss Chai, I know we've got like 2 more topics. What is next on the itinerary?
Next is Frontier is tripping. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you've heard like Frontier going around. Where you have a all-inclusive, you're putting a down payment for a year on like flights, but they have like a lot of blackout dates, and it's not secure, and basically everybody's mad because nobody can get on the phone with Frontier about these prices, all these blackout dates, and them charging that amount. And
Okay.
I want to know your perspective on it.
Girl, they cannot be mad because I seen it when Frontier put out their flyer. And this is exactly what we talked about earlier about how people be knowing. Everybody knew, oh, you download TikTok, it runs through your phone. This is not news today. It's news that Elon Musk said something on Twitter about it today. But this is not news that that's what they do. Same thing with Frontier. When they put it out, they said we got these blackouts dates, and it was every single weekend in the year. So I don't know why everybody is acting surprised. I've read all the comments where everybody said you got to pay for luggage, you got to pay for air, you got to pay for snacks, you got to pay for everything. You can't have nobody else come. And that was just from reading the comments. I didn't even have to go and click on the website because I don't care much about flying, and if I did, I've learned my lesson about Frontier. So I think it's funny that everybody said that.
I would never fly Frontier.
But I think what is funnier, because that was news like a week ago when Frontier had that. I think it was even funnier today, this picture that I'm actually showing on the screen, where they have actually canceled their phone lines. They said, don't call us. And now all you can do is send them a text message, social media, or WhatsApp. And I would have been fine with the social media and email. But when I seen WhatsApp, I'm like, like the scams on like, I tell you to WhatsApp them. I've never seen that before. But again, when you start reading the Twitter threads, and some people said that actually is a little bit more common to have like international flights and have to use like WhatsApp and text messaging and different things. So like you just said, playing that devil's advocate, Frontier is trying to take this move where you have like annual memberships and digital, and trying to cut costs and trying to figure out a different way to do business. But it seems like they're also hurting customers in the process that aren't understanding what exactly they're signing up for.
They don't know what the hell they signing up for. They just like, ooh, round trip.
Right.
Or I can just pay this and I can fly whenever I want. You gotta read the label.
Right.
Read what they putting down, because you'd be so mad.
Right. If you one of those people that fly Tuesday through Thursday because it's cheaper anyways, you probably love the deal. If you're one of those people that don't carry no bags anyways because it's just you and you're backpacking and you just want to travel the world and you're cool with it, again, you probably enjoyed it. But like you said, I read a really good comments where it's just like, different things be for different people. If you're flying your family, look at what it comes with. So it just comes down to reading. Like we always tell our viewers, it's important to read. Don't just see something on Twitter and go and buy it. Like I said, I read some comments and got a little bit more education. If I was considering spending any money, I would have definitely read some more terms and conditions and really understood what this comes with and the details and the terms that you're even agreeing to. Because I think, it goes with that same umbrella on TikTok where it's like, you're agreeing to the terms and service when you're on these platforms and when you're using other people's tools. So you really need to understand what that comes with.
Yeah, they said it don't come with any snacks. So for all those folks that got it, just know
snacks.
You gotta buy snacks after get past TSA. So don't try to buy your snacks, the cheaper snacks outside. You gotta buy the expensive snacks inside.
Yeah, but I'm sure somebody gonna try to sue him or something. I've seen a bunch of angry comments like that too. So y'all already know we're gonna be following it here in the Raw Talk. If things keep popping up with Frontier or any of these airlines, we're gonna be on it like white on rice, on it.
I was like, okay, nobody else has like popped out, with their deals. Usually when, you have one do it, the rest of them follow.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, I think it's a good deal. It makes sense, especially where it's like right now, we both have Patreons. Why? Because we understand we're moving into a subscription era anyways. So it makes sense if you could have like, an annual plan where you get flights because they're flying flights anyways. It makes sense that, you can't fly it on certain times where it's busier or have restrictions. Again, it just takes society kind of getting used to things being done that way. And also, again, for society to be responsible to understanding what they are getting, because then it's nothing to say, okay, well, I'm paying $600 at this one time, so now when I fly I only have to pay $100 because now I only got to bring it back, which is still a lot cheaper than if you would have to pay $400 per flight, which still isn't bad, but at least now you have census, so now you're not bad mouthing it like it's this horrible concept.
Yeah, because when I initially said I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. Like, I would do that. because I enjoy flying. And then when I read, like, okay, it's blackout days, all the days you actually want to go, you can. So it's just like you said for the, um, the solo traveler, the business traveler that's always on the go or
Right.
having meetings and stuff like that. That's for them. But for leisure, it's going to be a little bit different. Why? Because you have a lot that travel from Thursday night to
Right.
Sunday night or
if
Monday
if
morning.
you only
So
got 1 week of paid time off and you only take one family vacation a year, it don't make sense to do that. you know, like
yeah,
like
it definitely wouldn't make sense to
you
do
know,
that.
and so that's again just understanding and taking that due diligence to do your own research, people. Don't see something on Twitter and then go run and jump on it. Do your own research and really understand. I know people seen that one though was card in hand, ready to go book another flight. And so I know we've got one more topic, and this one might be a little touchy here. Um, but Miss Chai, would you like to tell us what our last topic for today's Raw Talk is?
Okay, so we have Jerry Jones. Not surprised. So why are we not surprised?
Well, let
Have
me.
you seen this surfacing? Have you seen this going around?
I did actually. I was watching. My husband was watching one of these sports center YouTubers talking because it's Saturday college football and all this extra stuff. So, but I like how you sent a post here in the Discord. So I am in our Raw Talk channel. So I am pulling that up from there so that everybody who may not have seen it can also see that. But feel free to start telling us about it.
Okay, so social media reacts to a resurfaced photo of Cowboys owner Jerry Jones. The viral photo was taken in 1957, shows a 14-year-old Jerry in a crowd consisting of white students attempting to deny access to 6 black students at North Little Rock High School. Jerry has acknowledged that it is him in the photograph. However, he says that he did not participate in protesting the integration and looked on curiously and without animosity. I don't know, quote unquote, I don't know that I or anybody anticipated or had a background of knowing ... was involved. The 80-year-old tells Daily Mail. It was more a curious thing. Thoughts?
Hmm.
Well, you shouldn't have your curious butt over there.
Hmm.
Like,
Curious thoughts. What was you curious about? And you know
somebody the
what?
cop say he guilty.
You know what? I've been scrolling through these pictures because the post you sent on Instagram, I love how they showed a bunch of memes after. But this one here, man, this is one of those that makes me just be like, why it just like makes me give the side eye because it says that there's a lot of y'all grandparents and parents in these not so old ass photos, not just Jerry Jones. And that's why people just want you to get over it. Because if we saying this was in like 1957, that's not that long ago. Like he's still alive. Like this wasn't that long ago if he's still
Yeah,
alive. This is not like we're
it's
talking
not at all.
about history books that was like before we were alive. Like he was alive, a part of it. Like if he had it his way, his curiosity would have killed the cat and hung everybody with it.
Okay, and that's just raw. Period.
That's
We
raw.
gotta get that clip. That was raw.
You feel me?
That was
Look, and this
raw.
my
And
face
he's
right here,
being
cause ain't nobody surprised about this, and it sucks because I actually was a Cowboys fan up until I moved to the West Coast, and then we started being like, man, you're not even
as
trying
soon
to
as he
support.
started talking, I was just like,
Yeah, and I mean it sucks because it. But that just goes to show you. I seen one of the posts where it was just like, he went from blocking out black people from getting into high school to now owning a football team. Where now you're threatened by, oh, somebody kneeling, during the national anthem, and having these different stands that might seem extreme initially, because he was one of the coaches that dared one of his players to even try it, and nobody did, without even question. And you see why, and you see those roots, and like you even said, not surprised. I don't think anybody was really surprised by it. I think it's, again, just like this, our point right here, where it's like a raw talk, where it's like, okay, well, now we're talking about it so that we can actually get past it, because you were there, it did happen, and now we got to figure out how we can, actually move past that in a better way. Because, like you seen, I seen one of those posts that was like, if he's sorry, he need to talk to Dr. Umar, hire a black coach, and do this, then the third. And it's like you seen, how many black owners do you see in that collective, or just that representation, and it goes deeper than that when it comes to those just being big industries that are like focused on bringing in a community, but not focused on empowering a community enough to get to that level, right? And in those kind of ways. So I think that is where the impact really matters.
One 100%. And I was kind of course, like, I'm a play advocate, and not in a, I guess it's not advocate. I agree with you 100%. I didn't see it from that perspective, where it's just like, okay, now you're going from 9 black students to now, having a team where these teams are making upwards to billions of dollars each year. And you see photos and stuff like that, and you hear the stories, and you do your research and read, and it's like that whole thing is a club. And they're not just about to let any and everybody step their feet inside the club. And he was just exposed.
I think it's been that way, because I think he was the same coach that bought a boat, and it was like his boat was worth more than all of the football players' salaries together. And so it goes again to say, how much people really value. Like, they value their boat more than they value all y'all put together. That earns all, a lot of that. Not all of it, but a lot of what even keeps the boat afloat.
Absolutely. Yeah, of course, like, in that status, you have multiple assets. They're just a passive asset. Like, I just own y'all. That's pretty much it. And I own this, I own that. And he's going to continue to make money off that team.
Whew, you said it. And they better be careful, because I know the Redskins owner was warning people he got a whole lot of dirt on a whole lot of people. So I don't think this is going to be the last owner that we see some crazy pictures popping up from. That's for sure.
Was done in the dark show come July.
Okay, especially, I think we had even mentioned that, like, on one of our last episodes, where it was just like, nowadays you can't just do something and think people are just gonna go with it. Like, no, today's media, there's gonna be somebody that got questions, and somebody that watched that video that's gonna make them think and now have questions, and they're gonna reshare it, and it's gonna keep growing. So I enjoy coming together to have these kind of conversations where we just keep it raw, talk about all the trending news. Scott, I know you just hopped in there. Did you have anything you wanted to add?
No, I found it interesting, just the whole experience, just listening to you guys. No, you're on the other side of the screen in a different room. How does this work?
We are. So I'm actually going to bring you upstairs. So we are actually upstairs here on the top floor. And then, yep. And so we are here streaming, and then we just have a camera so you can see us on the bottom floor.
Oh, I'm lost.
Oh yes, you're still. Are you on
I
VR?
think I'm on the roof. No, I'm just on my phone.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me spin around. I did find your airplane, though. I went inside your airplane.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the Raw High Club. Cool. I'm glad you
Yeah.
found it.
It's pretty interesting how you can play videos and have stuff on the screen and then talk. I really like that concept.
Yeah. We like I was saying before, we really try to a whole bunch of different proof of concepts just to show content creators, how they can be in here doing the same.
Huh.
So
you let this is like a gated room kind of.
well, this one is actually open.
Yeah.
A lot of our spaces are token gated, but this one we leave open because right before this I was actually able to upload a little clip of it. So on the first floor, people can come in and watch it in here anytime, where they can get the link, watch the replay, and sit in here and enjoy it. On the second floor, there's like beer pong, and we have a little link where you can play beer pong with people that's hanging out there while you're playing music. And wanted this space to just kind of be open for people to come in and pass through, hang out. But a lot of our spaces are token gated.
Huh.
Yeah.
I missed a little bit. I got knocked out a little bit, but yeah, it's really interesting. I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I got to experience this. It's very interesting.
Awesome.
Now, did you guys all program this yourself? Is this your own project, or is this just part of the DAO and other people program it, or how does that work?
Yeah, so this was all created by us here. I'm Mo, the founder of Raw DAO and P2d RAW Network. So kind of founded like the P2d RAW Network is what orchestrates the events and streaming across social media, and the DAO is where people like me and Chai come together to host the events, and then we include everybody in the Discord to get the topics, and we also reward people. You get like a point for every topic that you share. And then we have incentives where it's like if you get like 25 points, then you can get featured in Chai's gallery. If you get like 50 points, then you can actually rent this space to host your own event in it, and try to show incentives in that way.
That's pretty interesting. That's a good way of rewarding people that are participating.
Thanks. Well, yeah, that's what we're all about. That's what DAOs are great for, is just incentivizing, because it's that energy, where it's like, yeah, we might not be able to pay you to listen or, pay this or pay that, but we're moving into a different, society where if we look at how we reward each other in a different way, then you can not be concerned about securities and returns and money, and actually what you're like gaining as a person and as a like network as you actually just grow in the network.
So how do you find that on the Discord? Is it on a separate channel, or I was in there, I didn't see that.
Oh yes, so if you're in the Discord, a lot of our channels are locked because again, it is like earn as you like continue to grow in there. So I can definitely add you as like a collaborator. That will open up some more of those channels where you can see where we network. But usually we share like in our events happening in the metaverse. We share just in our general chat. Chai was actually just talking about one of our channels called Resources, where we have a lot of channels, and then we've locked a lot of channels, hit a lot of channels, because Discord can be overwhelming sometimes, and it's all just test and trial. But they are theirs. in the Discord.
Right. Yeah, I'd be interested in learning more. So if you'd let me into one of the channels, that'd be nice.
Definitely, I certainly will. And we'll show you, because we use Wonderverse in order to do our incentives and like DAO tracking.
Yeah, I saw that on YouTube. Is that something you guys made, or is that something you loaded onto Discord?
Yeah, so it's just something that we've used. So when we first got started, I was kind of like putting us in we were trying to be the Yelp of like Web3 tools, because the tool testing and being able to partner with up and coming projects and learn, from them is another one of those things that we're passionate about when it comes to educating and networking, like being that piece for another project in a sense. And so a project that actually, see, hey, you guys are a DAO, we have a DAO tracking tool, offered us to try it for them, and it's been great. If you're familiar with D-Work, it's very similar to D-Work, but I like it because, like I said, it's from a smaller up-and-coming company, but I'm pretty sure they forked the program itself, so it's very, very similar to D-Work. So it's kind of like what you prefer.
Is it actually used right with Discord? I mean, you don't have to go onto some other site, or you have to go onto that
wish,
site
but you do have to. You do have to go onto another site. The only cool thing, it is integrated with Discord, where you get alerts in it. So if I drop a bounty or a task or a proposal, everybody will get alerts in the Discord. And then if you complete it, then you get alerts in your DM. But you do have to actually go into a separate website to do it, which has still been a curve. The only thing that I had that was actually in Discord was a bot that I had used before for task tracking, where you can put tasks that were supposed to have been done, and then people can claim it. And then we had a separate spreadsheet where we knew, point allocation for each task, and then people would kind of put their points at the end of the week. But that was a lot more manual, so also took a lot more.
Right. I think that would work fine as long as when people go to the site and they're doing something, if there's an alert on Discord, that would be fine.
It is
something like that.
It is, and I think I'm really waiting for them to get a mobile-friendly version, because me also having to get to my desktop in order to do a lot of things. It's also one of those things where it's well, that's gonna have to wait, and then you get to your desktop and then have a whole list of things, and it's that is when they get a mobile version. I think that'll be a little cherry on top.
Yeah, I like everything mobile myself.
Right. Even the metaverse, I'm I don't even need a VR set. I like being able to go on my phone. This is good for me.
Yeah, I find it fun. I don't have I guess I haven't really even tried this on the computer. I've been just trying to do everything on the phone, but I guess if I'm going to try to build sites and stuff, I can't do it on my phone. Is that correct?
And I think you'll enjoy it on your computer too, because it makes it a little bit more for you to get used to. And then when you're on your phone, you're used to navigating and angling your camera and clicking around and moving a bit better. And then you can also make your avatar on Ready Player Me, so that you're not walking around in the sweater. Although the sweater does look nice with your eyes, so I'm not going to say anything bad if that's your flavor.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't even change my profile on the mobile, so I guess I better go on the computer.
Yeah, you got to do that one there. You got to go on the computer, go to readyplayer.me, connect it to your spatial. But then, next time you get on your app, it'll all be connected.
Oh, well, okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for all the information, and I enjoyed listening to you guys talk, and hopefully I'll see you again, and I'll see you on the Discord, on your guys' Discord too, on the DAO.
Awesome. Well, it was great having you, and great having everybody that was listening. I think we're going to be wrapping up this episode as well. Thanks for stopping by, Scott. We'll definitely be talking again soon. Awesome. And Miss Chai, did you have anything you wanted to say to our viewers before we stop streaming for the day? And y'all heard that. That's raw. You heard Scott live in person here saying that's cool. Questions, building. Y'all see? It took 5 minutes, and look at all that was accomplished. Sharing knowledge, building.
100%.
You thought it was cool the way we got it set up. It is cool.
No, that was pretty much it. I think the topics that we had for today, I know the topics we had for today were awesome, and we had some really great conversations about what we talked about. And even got a little spicy today, which I love, of course. and how we all like fit it in and bring it back together. So as always, I appreciate everyone that has like stopped in the space, said hello, um, talked, had a conversation, and we plan to be back here next week. So stay tuned.
And that's raw.